Kirby, just updates on AD, Kendall, Amarius coming out of practice today.
Yeah, AD has not been able to practice with us. He's working on the side. Still hopeful to get him back. Amarius working on the side. He's got good flexion in his knee. Been able to do some sets and move around and lift and hit some things, but hasn't practiced with us. Who's the other one?
Kendall.
Kendall practiced with us and did some reps today.
So Dillon Bell has gotten a lot of playing time so far just because of injuries. So what has it been like to watch him just grow as a leader on and off the field and just kind of as a player as a whole?
Yeah, he's worked really hard to get his playing time. He didn't get it just because of injuries. He's a good football player that's worked really hard to earn the opportunity he's gotten on special teams and at wideout. We've always liked Dillon. He's very bright, very sharp, tough. He's still a freshman. You know, there's just when you're playing with freshmen, you're gonna have some errors and some mistakes. He makes some of those each game, but he's a very conscientious kid. It bothers him when he makes a mistake, and he's gonna be a really good football player.
Kirby, can you talk about the loss of Nolan, what it means for your defense, and especially against Tennessee?
Yeah, he's a great leader, unquestioned like toughness. He's just got great toughness. The guy's been durable. He's been here his whole career. He hits things so hard. He closes on counters. He creates an attitude of toughness that kind of embodies our defense. You know, he's been the very vocal leader this year, and really, to be honest, the last 2 days he's out there running to the ball, flying to the ball, coaching the guys, doing everything, and been an incredible impact just on the energy of practice. So very appreciative of all he's done, and just unfortunate it's part of football, but it's a very common injury and surgery. Roquan had one while he was here. Roquan had one in the NFL, and you know, he'll make it back from it, and he'll be fine.
Yeah, I was just going to ask you about on Nolan. Do you know? I understand from y'all's releases his surgery will be on Thursday. Will he be able to turn around and get out there and be on the sideline Saturday? Or
I think it's outpatient. I think he'll be there. I'm hoping to have him at practice Thursday if they'll let him and get him back out there. He does a great job. He's like an extra coach because he's so enthusiastic and so getting after it. And he brings energy. So hoping he'll be out there Thursday.
That's what I was wondering. And then, are there any domino effects? You know, obviously, you know, you're going to have to be moving people around to fill that role. Do you see any domino effects any other places as a result of Nolan's absence?
I don't really know what you mean by domino effect. I mean, the domino effect was it would have been in Saturday's second half, right? Robert Beal played, Chaz played. It's just next man up. That's what football is.
More mixed matches where I'm talking about, like other people of other positions may get looks there and get certain roles that maybe he was filling.
Not really. I mean, not necessarily. We got an outside linebacker room we feel comfortable with. Those guys play outside linebacker. Those MJ Sherman and Marvin, all those guys do a good job. They'll get Chaz. They'll get reps there.
Thank you.
Hey, Kirby, sort of a similar question there in regards to Chaz and Robert stepping up for Nolan there. With Tennessee having such a pass-happy offense, what are you expecting to see out of them going up against an offense like that?
Yeah, Tennessee's not necessarily pass-happy offense. I don't know if y'all have watched them. They run the ball really, really well. I think you could say statistically they have explosive passes. They are a running team that chunks it deep and does a really good job with explosive pass plays. But they commit to the run now. There's a toughness there. Their backs run really tough. So, again, that's the next man up. I mean, those guys have to play. They practice every day just like Nolan does. They have to have an opportunity to go play. I mean, it's the next man up. The twos practice every day. Our threes practice every day. Our scouts practice every day. And those are the guys that will have to go play.
In terms of subbing and using different packages, how differently do you have to plan this game versus normal?
We have sub packages. We have the packages we have every game. It's hard to get them in. You have to be strategic about how you go about getting them in. But we have the packages that we carry into every game because we year round practice subbing. So it's not like this is the first time we have to sub with pace or sub when they sub. I mean, you have to have sub packages, and we'll have those.
Yeah, have you seen Jamon Dumas-Johnson grow as both a player and a leader this year, especially in the wake of the Nolan injury and the leadership that he brings to this defense?
Yeah, long before the Nolan injury, he's become a very vocal person. He practices really hard each day. He asserts himself to the different groups. He commands respect because of the way he plays and practices, and that's really what you want out of your Mike linebacker.
Kirby, I think you guys are number 2 in the country in scoring defense after losing 8 starters to the draft, 5 first-rounders, and Dan. How were you able to piece it back together, and where do you think you are defensively? Is it more recruiting, coaching, understanding the standard, or what?
I don't know. I don't have a great explanation. It's just the standard. It's not like because you lose good players doesn't mean you're not going to be good the next year. I think that's maybe that's an expectation some teams have. It's not the expectation of any team I've ever been a part of. The expectation is you're going to be good because you recruit good players and because you coach hard. And the kids that were playing last year that are playing now, they were repping every day I came to this group. They were out there practicing too. They were getting better too, and they played well. They play hard. They play as a group really well. I'm not going to say that we're as talented as we were last year, but they play hard, and they got to continue to do that to have success. Humility is 1 week away, as we always say, and we had 2 really good quarters last week, and then we had 1 really bad one. So we have to stack those positive quarters together.
Kirby, what sort of development have you seen from Marvin Jones Jr. just through his freshman year?
He's been great. He's really increased his toughness. He's a really good athlete. He's gotten so much better. I don't think even he knew what he was getting into in terms of contact, physicality, big boy ball, but he's been down with the scouts. He's been with us. He closes on counters. He understands football. He's got really good instincts. He probably would have played more last week, but he was a little sick 2 days before the game, and we weren't able to play him on special teams. But he's been repping and practicing hard this week.
Coach, obviously, I'm sure you watch all of Tennessee's games this year, but I was wondering, did y'all take any extra attention to their one with Alabama being kind of the defense is somewhat similar to what you guys try to do?
Not really. I mean, we got Bama's game from last year, our game from last year. We look at all the games. I mean, you look at all the games. You evaluate how people played them. What's been successful. I mean, they're looking at every game on us, and they're saying, okay, where are the explosive plays coming from? And they've got certain plays they're going to run regardless of that. And it's probably more different for us to play them because everybody they play has to play them differently because of their offense. But we don't put much stock in. We don't put more stock in one game over another.
Yeah, I was just curious on what you've seen out of Jalon Walker this year, especially with him, even though reps primarily at inside linebacker, is also able to be an impact player, or potentially an impact player as an edge rusher.
Yeah, he's played a few more snaps recently, earning himself into some of our packages, and he's done a good job. He's been playing on special teams. He's really fast. He's tough. He's going to be a good player. I mean, it's like the good players we've signed here, they've had some role as a freshman because we believe in getting them out there. His has not been a really huge role, but it's been a good role. When you think about the guys we've had leave here in the last couple of years, they had some impact as a freshman, and he's doing that now.
Just curious about Jalen Carter specifically. Obviously, he's just coming back, and he played a lot of third down, specifically against Florida. These guys, it's no guarantee you can get him out there on third down. Does that mean, he plays more first down, or how do you handle the rotation when you're facing a team that goes as fast?
Try to play a lot of guys. I mean, he played all last week, multiple downs, and hopefully he'll play this week, multiple downs. It's not there's other teams that can go tempo. Nobody goes tempo like they go tempo. There's nobody that can really compete with them. Ole Miss is probably the closest thing to that. But Jalen's practiced hard and done good work.
So getting back to Tennessee's tempo again, is their tempo faster than what they did last year, similar? How would you gauge that?
I couldn't tell you. All I know is they were number 1 in the country last year in pace of play. Plays in a minute, and they're number 1 this year. But I would say it's faster because everybody's back. I mean, the line's 4 or 5 guys back, the quarterback's back, the backs are back, receivers are back. So when you get everybody back, it's like Stetson being back. You know how to do it faster. You know how to do it quicker and get in and out of plays, which they do a great job of doing.
Kirby, can you explain the difference between the jack linebacker spot and the Sam, and how easy or difficult is it for somebody that's gotten the majority of their reps at Sam to transition into playing more jack?
Yeah, it's not a problem. They sit in the same room, and they're only on the field when we're in a regular package. So when you're sitting in that room, you're learning Sam and Jack. Some kids have the knowledge to play both, like Nolan. He played both his whole career here. Chaz plays both. Some kids we limit to one role and teach them just one thing. But if you're going to be in the room and you're going to develop as an outside linebacker in football, you need to learn to play Sam and Jack. And they're really interchangeable. In some defenses, they're no difference. In some defenses, they're a little more intricacies that go with being the Sam. But it's important that you develop, because in the NFL, they play with a Sam and Jack. And there's very few schools in the country that still teach a Sam and Jack how to play, because they all want to play nickel. And that's not what they want in the NFL.
Talk about Nolan going out there past couple days in practice, kind of teaching, talking to the guys on the side. What's kind of your expectation for when a guy's injured, whether it's for a week or for a season? What's your kind of expectation for how they go around practice, how they go around game day, though they can't, be on the field?
Oh, the expectation is they get healthy. If it's a return date soon, they're in the training room, they're rehabbing. There's nothing he can really do right now. So he's got great energy. I talked to him and asked him to help lift spirits and push, and that's been his role when he was practicing. So I don't want him to change now that he's not. He's out there flying around and helping us out. So it's great to have him take that on. Not all kids do that. Sometimes it's they get dejected or down to the dumps, but he's not been that way.
Coach, just how's practice been, yesterday and today?
That was good. Probably better yesterday than today. A little more juice yesterday, but today was good. Really physical practice. Our typical Tuesday schedule with some differences in there to prepare for Tennessee. But I expect the guys to rebound and have a better one tomorrow. But it wasn't our best Tuesday, but they still got after it.
Take a couple more questions. Anybody? All right. Thank you.
Thanks.